the American housing system is designed to keep a certain section of their population homeless. That's how it's designed. That's how they have written the laws. And what has happened is too many people, too many people have now been pushed out of the market, of the housing market, to a point whereby it has become noticeable. And part of the reasons they've been pushed out has to do with mental issues, mental health, the economy, and also lifestyle choices. Those are some of the reasons that they have been pushed out of the market, of the housing market. And so this basically ties into the idea of the American dream, because the American dream involves housing. And when you look at the American dream, most of the people who are saying the American dream is dead, majority of them are saying they cannot buy a house. They have the money, but they cannot buy a house. The reason they can't buy a house is because they have been eliminated from the housing market by the eligibility requirements. And not just them, you have people who are homeless not because they cannot afford. It's not an affordability issue. Some of them cannot afford, but there are others who can afford, but they have been pushed out of the renters market by the eligibility requirements. So basically, all these eligibility requirements need to be relooked at. These policies that basically are denying Americans their right to shelter, to housing, should be looked at. It's discriminatory and inhuman. So nobody in their right mind should be copying the American housing system. Like, that is not a system that any country needs to copy. This is, they're out of their mind. Because how do you have a deeply flawed housing system that is pushing people out of buying a house, is pushing people by the housing market, is pushing people out the renters market, is pushing people out to the streets. To the streets. Housing is a human right. Is a human right. Accessibility to housing should not come with roadblocks and all these and all these rules and regulations that they have put up to basically stop people, slow down people, and eliminate people from living in a house. Like, what's wrong with everybody living in a house or everybody having housing? What's wrong with that? Why is that such a bad thing? Why is it that if everybody had a place to stay, how is this a bad thing? So their housing market is trash. Is their housing system is trash, because you cannot be discriminating people who can afford to buy a house. You cannot push them out and push them into apartments, and then push people who can afford to rent apartments, which apartments is the affordable housing. You push them out of the apartments onto the streets and into hotels and these other housing accommodation type of situations that they shouldn't be there. They should be in apartments, which is the affordable housing. And there's government housing. Government housing is affordable, but it's government housing. That's not affordable housing. Affordable housing is the apartments. So the American housing system needs a complete overhaul. It's deeply flawed. Deeply flawed. It should not be designed in a way that it's it's making people homeless. It should not be making people homeless. It should be redesigned to ensure that everybody gets a home. Everybody has a place to stay. That's how it needs to look like. Anyway, that's it for right now, and I'll see you in the next one.